So Sub Pop started out really doing compilations of demos from indie bands around the country. I was doing that on cassettes because it was cheap. I could dub cassettes in my living room. I was distributing those. Then I went to vinyl. And then around 87, I realized that, wow, there's this kind of unique scene that's happening in my own backyard. And that was the heavier, sludgier form of punk that became known as grunge. I thought, why don't I just like shift gears, and instead of doing these trans-regional compilations, just focus on Seattle. So I went from one extreme to the next. And in we put out a record by a group called Green River, and half of those guys went on to form Pearl Jam, the other half went on to form Muddy Honey. Okay. And then there was a group called Soundgarden, who were like, put out their record. And a very important element, there was a photographer, Charles Peterson, who was documenting the whole scene. So every time there was a show, he was there taking these amazing live photos. So we incorporated those photos and we established a look. So not only was there kind of a sound, but there was a look to go with it. So people started going, oh, let's put that in Seattle. And then very consciously we would put photos of not only the bands, but oftentimes there were pictures of the fans. You know, there's maybe 50 people in the room. Kid in DC picks up the record and goes, damn, I want to be at one of those shows. If I move to Seattle, maybe I'll be in the next photo. So it really, people became really captivated with this very authentic scene that was going on in Seattle, and it felt very accessible, and it was. And so people, especially after Nevermind broke in '91 with Nirvana, tens of thousands of people right to Seattle.
Wow. Really? Did I give you a key to the city for that?
They should. To be honest, I do have some bronze shoe prints next to Bill Gates and Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Down, you know?
Okay. There you go.
And it's so interesting, just kind of like hearing the origin story of Sub Pop and how that method is so timeless.
It's timeless. The key really is to participate in an authentic community in an authentic way, and if it's real, people will be drawn to it. Whereas the majors are like, well, let's sit around a boardroom and figure out what strategy you're going to have. And fans are like, okay, you can pump out pop hits like that, but really, for fans to get really excited about a label, there's got to be a scene or a community that they feel part of. And that runs way deeper than to be part of a scene, part of a family. Go to Seattle, have a beer with Mark Arm from Mudhoney. That's epic. That's epic.
Yeah. You can't put value.
You can't say on that.
And look at you know the numbers and be like, well, you know, we need to create some kind of strategy.
So a lot of it you just guided by your instincts, like what's gonna sell. It's like what am I excited about? What's about?
You guys are joining us to Snowshoe as well?
Yes.
Come on over.
All right.
Let's do it.
Hear that? Community instinct.
So Sub Pop started out really doing